Hello and welcome to session 6, the final session for this holiday break fun fold craft along. So I don't know if, like many of you, you have to get back to real life tomorrow if you had a few days off from work, but maybe you're retired and I'm so jealous of that, and you are having a day tomorrow that's like yesterday and the day before, and one day I'll have those days. Wow, my hair is getting long, guys. Do you see this? I can almost put it over to one side. It's crazy. I am excited to share the last 2 cards with you guys of the holiday break fun fold craft along. It's been a fun 6 days of having some video demonstrations every day, and if you haven't watched 1 through 5, I encourage you to go back through on my Facebook feed or on YouTube to check those videos out. Hello, Amanda. It's been fun having you all week long. These last 2 fun folds are super fun, and one of them is a sliding gift card holder. So that's kind of unique and different compared to the rest of the cards that we've had this week. And just as a reminder, this has been a collaboration between myself and 5 of my other crafty friends, and we put together these 12 fun fold projects for you to inspire you to get your supplies out and craft, to do something to maybe challenge yourself, to do something that you haven't done before. I wouldn't say that any of these fun folds are overly complicated or too hard. So I encourage you to all try them out. If you love these projects, there's a couple different ways that you can acquire the tutorial or the tutorial, or I have maybe 2 or 3 of the at-home kits available. So let me show you what you get if you have purchased the at-home kit, and all the links and actually a list out of everything that you get is in the video description as well. But you're going to get this awesome organizing bin. Look at that. It's big enough for 12 by 12 paper, so you can use this as a project bin for when you're working on something. Awesome organizing bin for the craft room. You're going to get a full pack of the Hobby Haven Designer Series paper, the fun paper that we've been using all week long. It has these amazingly adorable double-sided patterns with these fun hobby themes on them. So there's what I like to call the book nerd. Not really the book nerd, but if you love to read, this is your paper. There is a green thumb paper, there's a sewing and crafting paper, there is a foodie paper or coffee and tea, and there's also a self-care or spa themed paper pattern. You're also going to get 2 beautiful full packs of shiny embellishments that are used across your projects, but you'll have lots more to use later. You're going to get a bolt of this beautiful garden green chevron ribbon and a half bolt of this petal pink braided trim that we've used. You're also going to get 24 full sheets of cardstock for you to cut all of your card bases from in layers, and then anything that is a die cut outside of our featured 2 bundles, which I'll show you in just a second, will also be included. So you'll have a whole pack of dies and punches and a sweet little gift that's all packaged up with an adorable little something in there that goes along with our theme. Grateful for your friendship. I am grateful for all of your friendships, even the online ones. Okay, so let me tell you, that's the at-home kit. So like I said, I think I have 3 of those left. You can purchase those, and there's a link in the video description. You can also purchase just the tutorial. That's $25. It is linked in the same place that you go to purchase the at-home kit. You'll see the option to just purchase the tutorial, or if you place a $75 order in my online store by the end of tonight, then you'll qualify to get the tutorial for free. I'll be emailing out all the tutorials tomorrow and then shipping out the rest of the at-home kits tomorrow and Tuesday. So thank you guys so much for taking a look at that, and I'm going to flip the camera down so we can look at the featured bundles. So all of the projects have featured the Friendly Foliage bundle, as you can see here, and the pop-up Petals. And I love both of these. I had this on my list. I did not have this on my list, and now that I've been playing with it, I'm like, why did I not have it on my list? It's so cute. So let's start crafting now. We are going to start out with this piece of pool party cardstock. Now, what we're going to do for this, and this is probably the trickiest one to cut, so I wanted to show you from like start to finish how you're going to cut this, because we are going to cut it at a diagonal, okay? So the thing that you'll notice is if you try to do a diagonal, you can line up point to point, but your cutting blade is not going to go all the way, and that is okay. So I have lined up the point of my paper here. Let me make sure, am I cutting this the right way? Let's make sure. I'm going to flip it this way. Okay. So from the upper right to the lower left, I'm going to line up those points. And because I've got points, I'm just going to put my trimming blade right down in the middle, okay? And I'm just going to go back and forth. And if I'm lucky, it would cut all of it. Didn't quite cut all of it. It didn't quite all the way cut down to the end. But I can just use my scissors, or you can kind of come back in here, but you don't want to squish your paper. So I'm just going to take my snips, because you can see exactly where I cut, and just trim that gently out, okay? And then turn around and do the same thing here. Okay. So we have this piece, and now what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 5.5, just like if it was a card base. And then we're going to turn it this way and score it at 4.25. So what you can see here is that our score lines meet right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to fold these and burnish them. So they're going to come over, and your card is going to open like this. Now we've got a few pieces of paper to add to the inside of our card. So I've got this fun speckled pattern that we're going to add here. Although I hate to cover it up because it's that cute sewing machine and all the crafty stuff. Go down, and then I have a layer of basic white that's going to go in the center. Like that. Look how cute that is. And then I've taken a piece of the green thumb, is what I call it, designer series paper, and trimmed it in half at a diagonal, just like we did the card, and I'm going to layer these right on top here. And I am definitely, with all of these, have been using liquid glue because it just gives a little more forgiveness and wiggle room. So I can kind of get my papers where I want them. There we go. So there's the first one. And now I'm going to go ahead and add this piece to here. And I love when you have two pieces that have patterns on both sides and they line up, you know, when you cut the paper and it lines up. That's always fun. I have to tell you about a chair I saw today. So this blue chair made me think about it, and I didn't take a picture of it, I should have, but today I took my very good friend Kathy, I took her daughters out shopping. It was their Christmas present to kind of just go to some stores that they wanted to go to and do some Christmas shopping. And the oldest one, who's 16, wanted to go to consignment stores. She loves consignment shopping and stuff. So we have this place in Gainesville called the Repurpose Project and the Reuser Planet. And they're run by the same people, but they're like all stuff that's donated and sold. And their whole focus is on like not putting things in the landfill. Okay. So there were all kind of things, and my friend's oldest daughter loved the one place because she could go and dig in drawers, and they have everything in sections like music and posters, and she loves artsy things, and so they had this whole thing that was full of like art that people had done. Anyway, we were in there for like 2 hours. She had a great time. In the second store we went to, they had the coolest blue velvet chair, and I was like, if a blue velvet chair could fit in my house, I probably would have bought it, but it couldn't fit. It doesn't. I don't have room for it. So anyway, that chair just made me think of that. I have some circles, some stylish shaped circles in Pool Party and Basic White. And I am going to take and stamp a sentiment right here. Let's see. So this says, "You make my life better just by being in it." Is this the right color? No, I just used the wrong color. Let me clean that off. It probably would have worked, but that's not the color that I wanted to use. Okay. And I am going to need my grid paper that I have here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out now. All right, so I'm supposed to have my garden green here. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment here, right in the center of our circle. And then I'm going to add some little flowers. Let's see. Just felt like those should be stamped off. Added some little flower details on there. And now we are going to layer these together. I just realized that I need to cut a couple die pieces that I almost forgot. So I'm going to set those aside. I need to get some of these cute Friendly Foliage dies out to cut in garden green. So I have a scrap over here. I've been keeping all my scraps from all week long as I've been cutting. So I have this scrap that I think will work. So yeah, I think it'll work. I'm going to cut 2 of these dies over here on my cut and emboss. here's one. I think I'm going to need my piercing tool to get this one out. And poke all this nonsense out. You can add those to your confetti jar. My sister Debbie likes to do that. She likes to collect all the little pieces that come out of things and put them in a confetti jar. Okay, so these are going to be adhered behind this circle with some glue dots. See, I'm gonna give one to that. Oops, it's sticking to my finger instead of my. I'm gonna add one to this little twig. I love that little detail. And then this piece is going to be added right on top of our card. And I'm going to add this. Whoops, I'm only adding adhesive to one side. I'm going to have to make sure that I didn't get glue where I don't need it, which I did a little bit, so I'm going to wipe that off with a wipe here. That'll dry in a minute, but I'm going to cover it. So I have another circle die, and I'm going to put this behind here, but it's going to actually go behind this layer and behind the flap. So I'm going to take and just add glue to this side. And now we need some bling and a little bow. So I'm going to take a couple of these. It's like, where did I stick my take your pick tool? It's right in its home where it's supposed to be. So we've got some bling on our card. And then we're going to take, I have a couple little threads over here. We're just going to take, this is from that ribbon that we've been pulling apart all weekend long, or all week long. And I'm just going to tie a bow. It makes amazing twine, like so amazing. I'm going to add it to my card with a mini glue dot. I'm going to put it right over here. Trim those ends off. And then we have that cute little fun fold with the diagonal fronts. How cute is that? You make life better just by being in it. Love it. Love that card. All right, we are going to move on to card number 2. That was a quick one, huh, guys? Look how fast you could make that. You could make that so fast. So fast. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull out our supplies. I'm going to set this one aside. I'll bring it out before the night's over because you know I'm going to want you to tell me which one is your favorite. So this one features the Friendly Foliage bundle again. Well, actually, that one featured stamps from the pop-up petals, but the dies were from the Friendly Foliage. We are going to cut this fun die out, but we're going to do something different than we've done all week long with this. And we are going to cut it out without stamping. So we're just going to use the shape. Well, hello, Clover. Clover came to say hi to you guys. So I'm just going to try to line this up evenly. Hello, Missy. I know you're like, but Jennifer, there's nothing to line it up by. It's fine. You just want to have like a little equal border across the sides. Hi. Hi. I didn't shut the door, so I get a kitty guest. So she'll just sit here right where she's at and watch me. What is this? You want to give your paw of approval? Yes, Clover is a sweetie. Okay. So you do not have to stamp on this to use it. Look at that, how pretty that is. You can still see the line of all those neat greenery pieces. Looks like everything except one came clear, a couple of them. Let's go ahead and get that. Looks all clear. I like to make sure my dies are all clear before they go back in their package. All right, so we have our die cut piece. We have an Everyday Arches in basic white. We've got a couple pieces of this cute pattern paper. We have a basic beige circle and a strip of white. And we have our card base and a layer that's going to go inside of our card. Now, this layer is scored twice, and I'm going to burnish each of these score lines. And this is a Z fold because we're going to kind of create a pocket. Okay, so this is going to create a pocket. Let me make sure I get this right. We have, let's go ahead and fold and burnish our card base. So this one has a flap over. Yes, Debbie, you could color this, you know, you could do so much with this. It's just so pretty. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue down our designer series paper. And just making sure. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add our designer series paper. Whoops, I knocked my toppers off. Jeez. I did not do this card ahead of time. So, let me make sure I'm doing it right. This piece, the biggest piece, is going to be the terrazzo flooring. We remembered what that was called last night. This is another terrazzo flooring piece. And then this piece is going to go over here on this right flap. Right, like that. Okay. Now this piece is going to be glued in. Let me make sure. So we are going to add a little bit of glue, and actually I'm going to use tear and tape on these pockets. So I'm going to add a piece of tear and tape just to the edge here and here. You could use liquid glue, but you want to keep it kind of thin. Are you going to sit down and watch me? What did you have in your house in Stark when you were growing up, Debbie? I missed that. Okay. So I'm going to fold this and adhere it so that it creates a pocket. Oh, you had terrazzo flooring. Yeah. Okay. Before you even answered, it clicked to me what you were saying. And what we're going to do is we are going to tuck the folded end of this in here, and then this piece, the little flap, pretty sure is going to be glued right there. Let me just make sure. I think that what I would do. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to have this lined up right along the edge here. And I'm going to add tear and tape on here. And I'm going to add 2 rows because I want it to be nice and strong. Anytime you have moving pieces on a card, you want it to be nice and strong. So since this is not as wide as 2 pieces of this is, I'm going to take this off and then add the second piece because they'll layer over each other or overlap. Okay, and I'm going to make sure again that this is lined up. I'm going to fold that down. So now I've got some glue on here. Let's get that off. It's hard to see on that paper, but I felt it. Okay, so now when I open it, look at that, it slides out. So let's imagine that this was a gift card stuck down in here. So you could open it and the gift card will pop out. Isn't that cute? So cute. So cute. Okay. Now on the inside, we are going to add a sentiment. Which is here for you always. You know, one of the places I went with the girls today was Barnes & Noble, and you could totally stick a gift card to a bookstore in here. Now, we're going to add this to where it is actually attached to this piece, okay? But it's layered over this. So we're going to put dimensional just on the edge because if you watch, if you see here, when it's closed, there's about a 1/2 inch. Can you see there about a 1/2 inch that is available for something to be stuck to it? So I'm going to add a dimensional. this. Oops, let's put it on the right way, Jennifer, just to the side, all the way to the edge. And I'm using an edge piece because it's not as wide, because it's only like half deep. And I'm going to stick it right there. So now when you shut it, it goes over the piece. Now we're going to cover this up, so it's okay. You think, but look how cool that is, because your sentiment moves with your slider. All right. Now we're going to adhere this to our everyday arches. So I'm going to pull some of my glue out. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm just doing some dots on here. If you ever feel like you are an over gluer, like if glue spews out from your projects, I encourage you to try the dotting technique, because if you just dot, you're less likely to have too much glue. And as you can see, I'm still getting plenty of glue coverage on all my pieces. Okay. Okay. And we are going to adhere this to the card front, but we're just going to adhere it to the left side. So let's see. Okay. I've got a 1/2 inch strip for our second sentiment. Oh, Amanda, yeah, you know, sometimes glue is just hard to master, and I know that card making is kind of new to you. And so try that technique, just dotting the glue, and see if that helps you. I find that it helps a lot of my stampers if they are always running into like glue coming out everywhere. Okay, so I'm just trimming those off. Oh, I should have left a little more. All right, hold on. I got another strip where that came from. I want to keep it a little bit longer. I want it to be long enough to span . Okay. I'm going to add this sentiment with some dimensionals. Almost at the end of this little piece. And then we are going to add another little pink twine bow because this ribbon is just so cute. So we're doing 2 threads this time. Gonna add it with a glue dot, and then we've got to bling it up. Feels like I need another dimensional back there. Let me support that. Oops. Okay. Add our little bow. And then I'm going to trim these ends off. Okay, so there is our little bow, and we're going to take out some of our bling, and we're going to add some bling in here. On the leaves. And then we have our cute little gift card holder. Let me just stick something in there so it's pretty obvious that something goes in there. Ta-da! How cute is that? Super cute. All right, so it's time to vote. Which one is your favorite? Is it the angled double flap or the gift card holder? I love how this sentiment slides out like that. It's so cute how it is overlapping. Let me know which one was your favorite. Because then I'm going to take out and show you all of the cards from the entire series. The gift card holder, the angled flap. Okay. Well, even if you're watching the replay, I encourage you to let me know which one is your favorite. And so these were tonight's projects. Connie, you like the gift card holder too? Isn't it super fun? I just love it. I just love it. Here are the cards we made last night. This has the little pop-up box of greenery. Super cute. And then, oh, let me go opposite direction. And then there was another, an angled card base, but a little different. We also had the double flap card. And what I've been calling the opposite Dutch door card. We had this fun trifold card. Look at that, super fun. And we also had the vellum window. Now she's going to sit down right in the way. Come here, get out of the way. We had this fun pop-up window card. And then this one, which I call the OK Corral card because it has like saloon doors opening. Super fun though. And that would surprise someone if they open it. They'd be like, oh my gosh, look at that. We also had this beautiful multi-flap opening. Like that. And this fun card with the belly band that had the pop-up inside. How fun are all of those cards? So fun. Now, if you're not on my team and you haven't already purchased the at-home kit or the tutorial only, you can go ahead and purchase the tutorial for all 12 of these cards for just $25. So there is a link. Yes, Lois. Lois, you're on my team, so I'm going to share these tutorials with the team tomorrow. So you don't need to worry about purchasing it because you're going to get it for free. Woohoo! So yes, all my team is going to get this for free. But if you are not on my team, then you can purchase this tutorial for $25. Or the other two ways you can get the tutorial is I have 2 or 3 of the craft along or the at-home kits that comes with everything. You just need to have the 2 bundles and your own inks to do. You'll have everything to do all the rest of it. For $84, the tutorial is $25, or you can place a $75 order of whatever you want in my online store and you will get the tutorial for free. That deadline is tonight at midnight Mountain Time, which is 2 a.m. Eastern Time. So that is the deadline for that, but all of these cards are so fun. This is a pile of cards, friends, a pile, a big pile. And we have to send these. I feel like that's one of the most important things, and I feel like as card makers, not all of us, but a lot of us make a lot of cards, and we don't always send them all. And so, you know, I am really committed this year to getting more cards into people's mailboxes. And so if you've read about my Happy Mail Society, that is a real focus of that new monthly card making experience. And, you know, even with these, I may hold on to them for a little bit to be able to show them, but I'm going to get these in the hands of other people who can enjoy them and who need them, because we always need to let people know that we're thinking of them, or that we're there for them, or that they make our lives better just by being in it, or when they're sick, we need to send them a card to tell them get well soon. Or we need to thank them for being there because they sent us a card when we were sick, you know? So let's do better this year. Let's all do better. And let's all do better this year and send more cards. Thank you guys so much. You have a great evening, and I will see you on Tuesday night for my regularly scheduled Tuesday Night Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next Tuesday, which I think, what day is today? What day is today? Today is the 4th. I'll just let you know that Sunday, the 6th, is the day that we have new products dropping. We have new online exclusives and our new January mini catalog launches as well. And our new product of the month will be available. I don't know what it is. We'll all find out. Actually, is it Sunday? Oh no, I'm sorry. Today's Sunday. On Tuesday. We'll find out on Tuesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that to see what the new product of the month is. I can't wait to see what it is and get it in my hands. I know I'll be placing an order on Tuesday because I have a retreat coming up and I have lots of things to order for the retreat, and I have to wait for the new catalog to open to do that. So enjoy this last night. If you have to go back to work tomorrow, I have to go back to work tomorrow. I do, and I don't want to. I really don't want to. I like my job, but I just want to be a stay-at-home crafter. But that's not realistic for me at this current moment. So thank you guys so much. Have a great night. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.